Diversity inclusion at Vodafone, where to start? I guess a little bit different than my colleagues there. I just trying to think that I was almost trying to get my team's attention and say, when did we start? Because I can't remember. It was quite a while ago. I think we started thinking about gender diversity first up, and that was something we focused on for a while. But diversity and inclusion has been a fundamental part of Vodafone that I know since I started there, which is a wee while ago. And when you think about it, why is that? There's a couple of simple reasons. The first of all is, you look at New Zealand and who we are. We are a multicultural society, and when you step out of New Zealand, you look at where we are and what we've done for many, many years, treaty settlements, the immigration, the rise of Asians within Auckland here, within New Zealand. We gave women the vote first way back. We've always been leaders in it. And you look out there in the marketplace, and these are our customers. And Vodafone here in New Zealand, 3,000 strong. We have customers from the bottom of the South Island, top of the North Island. We have individuals, we have families, we have small businesses, we have large businesses right across the sector. So, for us, why does it make sense, diversity and inclusion? Because that's who you all are, our customers, and that's who we all are inside our business. And if you look inside our business, then it looks like the rest of New Zealand. And that's very important for us. And for us, creating an environment where everyone can feel and belong and feel good about who they are and who they bring to work beyond just working 9 to 5 is very, very important. So for us, diversity and inclusion has been something we've been engaged in for many, many years. How do we do it? I'd like to say that, I sort of lead strongly from the top, but we did our CQ tick and May said that maybe I needed a bit more of that. But it really comes from the team, and I like to help them do that. And so within the organisation, we've been for many, many years running a number of focuses, obviously gender ones we talked about, but if we think about, we have an overall steering committee, V Proud, who proud to be who you are within Vodafone, who lead the initiatives. We have about 9 different networks within Vodafone that are led by people who put their hand up and say, I want to lead that, whether it's the Kapahaka group or the Pacifica group, Chinese, whether it's women in technology, and each of them have an executive sponsor, so it allows them to do it. And in fact, next week, Kirsten and the Tupuero Māori group are coming back in to check in on the strategy with us, because I know the story. It's like we're doing well, Russ, but we need to do more. I totally agree with her. Absolutely, we need to do more, because it's for us, it's just part of the fabric of what we do each and every day. So when we look at some of the things that we do, I taught 9 employee networks that work. V Proud, the overall body that leads it. I have the privilege of being, I guess, the overall leader of that, but we really look to try and drive it right through our business and make it bone deep, if that makes sense, coming from our employees. And last year, for example, the LGBTI++, because there's a lot there, and now we went on to the Proud Parade this year, and we're doing a lot of work in that area. We're also now, when we think about it, saying, well, we've got a lot of capability in our business, and I think we've got our CQ chart, and I'll show that in a minute. But, sort of like, well, we need to then also start doing a little bit more out through our customers. And very pleased that last year, again, one of the groups got together and said, well, we need to actually connect more with our Chinese-speaking customers. So they launched Red Connect, which is about making sure that we have greater Chinese language capability, both within our call centres and our retail. Huge success. This stuff really does pay off. Sometimes you think unsurprisingly, because if you look around and you say the number of Chinese-speaking people in Auckland, there's quite a few. And so that's been well and truly accepted by our customers, but by our staff, and it's really started to ignite a whole lot of possibilities, because then we realised we've got lots of languages inside of our business. The other thing we did was we went and decided that this thing called WeChat's pretty cool, and we'll get amongst that, and that's proved a real winner, I must say. It's a pretty cool platform, and my My good wife went with her friend back to China last year, and I've got to say, for a number of retail outlets over there, that's all you can use. So you need to be diverse and understand not only it from an employee perspective, a customer perspective, but I guess also from a technology perspective, because all the things we look at often, we look towards the US and there's the Googles and the Snapchats and the Facebooks and that, but for probably half the world, they're looking another way. And what's happening in China, particularly with WeChat and all of those platforms, Alibaba and that, is something we all need to embrace as being part of a diverse organisation. So I guess, why do we do it? It's just because it's obvious. For me personally, May mentioned that I grew up in South Auckland, a very proud Rewa boy, and all the way through school, it's sort of like, these are my friends, Maori, Pacific Island, a few Asian back then too. It was when I came to Auckland University that I realised that that was not the world. I sort of arrived at Auckland University, and in the BCom degree there was 400 of us there, and there was 5 of us from South Auckland. Now that made me, being reasonably smart, ask the question, what the hell's going on here? Like half of Auckland's out there and only 5 are here. And the next thing you realise that, people said to me, hey, are you Maori? And I says, oh, I wish, man, I always wanted to be Maori. Big nose, and at school, all the white boys thought I was Maori, but all the Maoris knew I wasn't Maori. And, but here I am, and I was like, hang on, there's a bit of a difference here. And for me, that was quite a sort of a moment where you realise that you've got to work hard at this, and you've got to make it happen, because, it's just through history, I guess, there's different ethnicities and different cultures who have been leaders in business, and it needs to change. And so for us, this has been a big part of who we are and what we do, and we'll continue to do it going forward. And as I said, from a business perspective, it absolutely makes sense, because that's who all of you are. So with that, thank you for your time, and I'll sit down.